Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Authentic Woman Podcast. Amy Cummings here, coach, uh, strategist with the Women's School, the Wholeness School, and mentor and journeyer with many women who want to live a life of joy and freedom, bringing their unique gifts and their unique self to the world. Doing work that they love and having an integrated life. I I was trying to think of what was the topic I wanted to share today. And I know that I have been struggling with roadblocks. And so I thought, gosh, let us take that topic on. I'm having some roadblocks with my schedule, some roadblocks with um, next steps in business, a few, just roadblocks. And where do they come from? As we reflect on what are the things that cause us to have these roadblocks and awareness. I've talked about this a lot, like being aware is and assessing is the first place to start. So knowing where I want to go and then who is the woman that I want to become and I'm becoming, right? Is one of the first steps. And then recognizing what are the roadblocks, what are the challenges before me, and what do I have in my toolbox to overcome them? Or what don't I have? What do I need to learn to add to my toolbox, a new skill, a new mindset, a new strategy in order to um, hurdle the roadblock. And some of I think the common roadblocks that I experience and many women do is comparison. I'm not good enough, or she's doing it better than I am, or she's more present on social media, or she's making more money than I am, or she looks like she has her whole life together. Like she makes it look easy. Sometimes it's about having a fixed mindset or a belief that is not true. I'm not worthy of respect. I'm not capable of having wealth. Um, who would hire me or work with me, right? So what is the mindset? Mindset can be such a roadblock, such a roadblock. And that mindset can be ingrained in us from childhood. And so how to overcome that? Pride's another big roadblock. The antidote to that is humility. And I just got off another podcast where I was interviewing Joel Stepanek, and he wrote a book called Chasing Humility. Okay. Wow. I'm like, Joel, I don't know if I want to read that. And he's like, no, it's great. It's great. It's most people say, oh, that's the only prayer God answers, right? When we pray for humility. But no, it's just really, it's identifying what's already in us that needs work, right? That needs rooting out. And I think one of the beautiful things of a beautiful woman, a confident woman, is humility. Humility has to be part of who we are and the woman we're becoming. Another roadblock that I think a lot of us struggle with is being unmotivated, right? I don't want to put in the time. I'm going to hit snooze several times, or because maybe you're not seeing as much success as you were hoping. You're like, oh, well, this isn't working, so I'm not going to do it. Right. And so we fall into discouragement and not even being able to um, get ourselves motivated uh, and move forward. And then another roadblock I think that we oftentimes run into is how. We talk a lot about, I share with you a lot of times about when we talk about dreams, is just taking time to dream, right? Don't think about the how to get it done. Don't think of the logistics. Don't think of the resources, but just dream, right? But there does come a time when the dream now is crystallized and solidified. And so now you need to figure out the how. And figuring out the how is just all about skilling up, right? Learning new skills, learning to do something new, learning to do something different. And I know that can be scary, right? But it is what, in order to overcome this roadblock of, I don't know how, we just have to embrace the fact that I can learn something new and jump over that roadblock and bring that new skill to the next dream of the season, or bring that new skill to the next business that you step into, or to the next relationship. I think that kind of excites me, actually, is, gosh, once I've learned something new, what are the other ways that it's applicable in my life? So it might have been really hard to learn it and to skill up in it. But then where else can I use it? Where can I apply it once it's become this skill that I know? And there's always that, the tension, right, between um, being who I am right now and then becoming the woman that God's called me to be, and that vision of the woman who I want to design. So we're here today, right? Um, but I'm working today on overcoming these roadblocks to become this woman who is competent and confident. And if we're not growing, we're stuck. But we can both be in the present moment, who I am now, right? And a visionary, who I want to be, or what I want my business to be, or what I want my home and family to be, or how we want to contribute. Maybe you want to tithe 10% of your income, but right now you're maybe at 3 or 4%, right? So you continue on that road of 3 or 4%, but you're striving to move towards 10% and maybe even beyond. And that takes a lot of rewiring and learning new skills and continuing to evaluate. One of the first things to look at, I think, when we have a roadblock is where what is the dream I'm trying to accomplish? And then how do I think about it? And how do I think about the roadblock? Like, "Oh, gosh, I got this, like, is it negative? Like, I got this roadblock, or I can't figure it out, or I just don't feel like doing it." Like, what is the roadblock, right? And the thought that you're having related to that roadblock. Our thoughts just like, they're like the rudder on a ship, right? They propel us in the direction that we're going to go. And so if my thought is, Um, I don't compare. I'm not worthy or I'm not as good as Susie Q, then my direction is not going to be towards the goal, towards the dream, towards the woman that I want to design, that I'm designing. And my attitude, the thought of this whole mixed or set mindset, my attitude um, drives, right? So thoughts and attitude drives my habits and my growth. And so by evaluating how I'm thinking about the roadblock and how I look at it, right? It could be just like, oh, this is just a challenge. Or I'm a woman of massive action, or I'm a woman who makes bold and brave decisions, or I'm a woman who's capable of learning new skills, right? Those are positive mindsets. They're true, and they will send you in the trajectory of overcoming that roadblock. Um, and it's being crystal clear on what the dream is what will propel you past this roadblock of being unmotivated. I've worked with a lot of women, and some of them are like, oh, I can't get up in the morning, or I'm not seeing any progress in this particular arena. And a lot of times when we dig deeper into it, it's that their dream isn't crystallized enough for them to actually propel us to discipline and action. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to be scary. Good glory. The last year, I have lived in a lot of places of scariness and fear and failing forward and learning from it fast, embracing that mindset. And I would say that it's been such a reward. It's been such a reward in my life and then the lives of the women that I serve and coach that the relationships are so rich. The women to see each individual woman just blossom into this new version of the woman that she has crystallized and designed in her mind and now is living it out with every part of her being in every arena of her life. Mm, just yeah, so rewarding to walk with someone and to have a mentor and coach walk with me too. I need that. I need a guide along the way. I don't have all the answers. My challenges might be different than the next woman's challenges, of course. Even God asks us, right? Tells us that to have companions along the way. And that is, I think, one of the biggest things that I see, one of the most important things that I talk to my clients about and women that I work with is who's holding you accountable? Who's walking with you in the journey to overcome the roadblocks that are in front of you? Sometimes we're just blind. We're so blind to them, or we just so cannot see any other way to do it, right? And so a guide or a friend along the way can ask questions that bring us to this place of thinking outside the box and maybe doing it differently, or at least trying it differently, right? And we'll be surprised at how we can turn those roadblocks into opportunities, and that how our energy will change, our attitude will change, our disposition, how we show up. will all look different as we overcome these roadblocks. And then just being excited about about meeting or reaching a milestone, right? And looking back and going, "Oh my gosh, look at all of the roadblocks that both with grace, determination, accountability, and grit and hard work you overcame." And the satisfaction of I've succeeded. I'm was successful in making the dream of the season that God put on my heart come true. And then we don't stop there, right? We don't ever, it's always what's the next summit, right? Here's the plateau we got here. What's the next summit? But it's in those moments of struggle, that's where the growth happens. That's where we become the confident woman, the compassionate woman, the woman who shows up and delivers, the woman who moves forward with action. And we can only gain that confidence by working through these roadblocks, moving forward, doing the hard work of getting there, and also believing in hope, right? Believing that I can do this with God's help. And then being grateful. Thank you for this challenge, Lord, right? Thank you for giving me the resources to overcome the challenge. Thank you for sending me a friend who has had this challenge before, maybe, and so they can guide me through it and give me advice and some direction on the road. Thank you that I can attend a class online or in person to learn a new skill that I need for my business or to be more organized. There's so many ways for us to look at gratitude as a common practice for us, right? To turn to gratitude in every moment. There's always something to be grateful for, and it will minimize those roadblocks. They won't feel so unsurmountable. Um, and in those moments of gratitude, people will see you as a woman who is well, obviously grateful and showing them gratitude, how to live out gratitude, right? And then um and that will spill out into so many areas of your life. But it is only, as we look again at the blocks, it's about skilling up. So what is the new skill and mindset I need to learn in order to do this? And you know, one of my mindsets that I have been working on is, I'm a woman of action, and I make brave and bold decisions and failing forward fast and learning from it. Failures aren't negative, right? If we look at them as, oh, it's an opportunity to learn something new, then I think we wouldn't be as fearful about trying new things, doing new things, um, exploring something new or asking for help even. So when you think of your roadblocks that you have in your life, whether it's people, lack of resources, lack of skills, lack of time, I mean, so many roadblocks out there that I hear and that I experience myself too. Um, I just ask, just encourage you like, okay, what am I thinking about that? And then how can I solve it? Like moving into solution mode instead of staying in this place of discouragement and fixed mindset and pride, really. It's really about, bottom line, we talked about that as pride. And going, how can I? How can I? Right? What can I do to overcome this? So always just keep asking that question, keep moving forward, never letting it stall you out in progress. Yep, sometimes we might not need to sit down and take a little break, and that's okay. And frankly, it sometimes that break helps us to get creative in solution. I know this is for me. I sometimes, if I'm sitting in my office, I can't problem solve. I got this problem of whatever it is, needing help with something, and I don't even know who to reach out to, right? But getting out of the office, maybe going for a walk or going to the coffee shop, a new venue helps me to like, oh, this is the topic I should write on for that paper, or this is the person I should call. They said, anytime call if I need help with X, right? Or I remember I met so and so, a year ago, and her expertise is a skill that I really need right now. You know, maybe it's how to create reels, maybe it's how to use LinkedIn in my marketing strategy. Maybe it's how to organize my home. Maybe it's how to love my husband better. There's people that cross our paths all the time that can be resources for us. And I think if we were looking through the lens of a I can learn something from this woman, as well as how can I contribute to their lives, together we could overcome a lot of roadblocks. I believe in you. I believe that you can do amazing things. You can do things that you never thought possible. The roadblocks that are sitting in front of you right now, just I ask you to not become discouraged, to have hope, to courageously step forward, pick up that phone, call that person and ask for the sale, right? You're an amazing woman in a sales conversation. Believe that. You've got this. You have enough. Think about all the ways in life already you've overcome amazing roadblocks, huge roadblocks, and you've persevered through them and changed your mindset, and know that you can do it. You can do it. You are beautiful. You are unique. You are unrepeatable. You're strong. You have the grit and grace to climb that mountain and become the woman who you have crystallized in your mind, who's confident, who's tenacious, who brings others with her as she climbs. I needed this more for myself probably than any of you did today. So I'd love to climb with you. I'd love to journey with you. If anything I've said today hit you in a particular way, I'd love to chat. Drop me a message, DM, email, and let's connect. Believe in yourself. You can change yourself. You can become that woman who God wants you to be. Don't believe the lies that I know are floating around in your head right now, that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough. You are. All right. So go out there, let your light shine brightly in your world and beyond. Thanks for spending time with me today. All right. See you next week. Oh, blessed Holy Week and happy Easter. Bye.